Davante Adams finished wide receiver 3 last year. 123 receptions, 169 targets, 1,553 yards, 11 touchdowns, 29.7% of the target share out in Green Bay. Thoughts on Davante Adams?
I think his numbers will regress slightly, but not by very much. You
Mm-hmm.
don't bring him in and give up first round assets and sign him to a new deal for you just to have another guy on the outside. You bring him in for the chemistry that he and Derek Carr had going back to college and trying to recreate that going forward. So, is he going to see that 29% target share? I think that's probably a bit steep, but I do think we're going to see somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 26%, which is well within the range of stud wide receiver one, right? He still falls into that category. I don't know if he finishes as third, but he could finish wide receiver 6 or 7, and I'm perfectly okay with that. So he's he's going off the board at wide receiver 4 or 5 right now, and so it might be a touch rich, but if he's your guy, that's the price that you have to pay. Like, he's not sliding down because you do kind of see that gap in production after Adams, right? Like, you're not quite sure where to go after that, whether you go Debo, whether you go Tyreek, whether you go um, uh, someone like Diggs, right? Like, you kind of fall into that weird range.
Yeah. Davante Adams is a guy that, for everything that you just said and more, like he absolutely should be coming off the board as a top 5 wide receiver drafted. And his ADP, like, I can't argue with the ADP. I'm just going to say flat out, it's too rich for my blood on this one. He's coming off the board as wide receiver 4, 11th overall to it. I am, just how I construct rosters, I'm not a big fan of drafting a wide receiver in the first round. I'm not necessarily that big of a fan of doing a 0 RB type of approach to it. And so for those reasons, he probably will not be on really any of my rosters unless he slips a little bit. But every draft that I've done so far doesn't really see him slipping